Introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Bruno Falcone, the founder of House of Falcone.
Love it.
What was it before again?
Medlai.
What's that based off?
So Medlai is a very sweet story. That's the name of my grandmother. She is the same grandmother that kind of like gave me like all of that passion for fashion and for tailoring. She was the one that tailored my first suit. And I mean, like in a more serious note, she was the one that really made me the man that I am today because of the way that she, unconditional love and very beautiful values. And have you got one of your family members that has done something like that for you?
That would be my father. Well, our whole family is quite traditional Chinese. No, we've been in New Zealand for about 20 years. So I've basically grew up here.
Yeah.
I call this my home. Yeah. But, for my father and I, we have a very special kind of bond where, we will talk about anything and everything. And I've been through, that whole phase of, him building the business. So he currently owns a architectural firm, a construction management, and also what we call a main contract kind of firm, which is quite similar with the project management, construction management. It's just a risk difference, hence the two businesses. And at the moment, I'm in charge of running that construction management business. I've seen from the moment that, he kind of created or founded the architecture business, which is, his foundations. Back in China, he had 10 years of work experience as an architect. Mm-hmm. Came over here, everything is different. In China, it's all apartments, concrete. If you have a wooden house, you're either really, really poor or you're really, really wealthy. There's no in between. Just because of the amount of people there. So everyone lives in apartments. We come here and everything is different. Entire life and values kind of get turned over because it's just so different. We've never experienced it when we first came here. He did carpentry. He studied civil engineering until he finally founded his business, his architecture business. And I've been through the family, thick and thin, of building the business. Every pothole that we've gone through, I've gone through it as well. And throughout intermediate and high school, every holiday I would go and help Dad and do design for him instead of being out and playing. I'll be working.
Yeah, I mean, like as you're talking, like that's probably my next question to you was like, how did you cope with being a grown-up, almost like a professional, and not having your time to grow up as a kid, right?
Well, I mean, I'll say I'm very fortunate. Now, I do have a younger sister who's 11 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And, she currently goes to a private school. She gets dresses, kind of the things that she wants, she gets.
Yeah.
Whereas I was brought up kind of, we call it, the boys should be brought up in a poor environment to build character, right?
Yeah.
And also because I'm the eldest child. I mean, looking back at it, I'm fortunate. I wouldn't say it was difficult. It's all a journey.
I think building character is very important. I mean, there's a lot of people out there like you. You got that mindset where they complain about their origin or where they are, and they give a lot of that fault on where they come from.
Yeah.
For me specifically, there has been a moment when I was in my early 30s where I kind of took charge of my own situation. So it was a moment where everything changed for me. Like a lot of things started gradually changing from that moment. I cannot pinpoint a specific time where or moment that happened, but I just remember thinking one day, and I haven't wrote down the day or anything, but one day when I was about 30, I asked myself, how much of who I am now is due to where I come from, and how much it is due by the person that I am today, like by the way I act today. You know, a little bit more of a like humble beginnings. I mean, a lot of the bad habits, a lot of the attitude, a lot of the bad mindset. It was me. It was me in that moment in time, and until when you realize and you accept it, and I mean, if you go through that, I think you will never get over that hump.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like in Chinese, we have this idea. Well, it's a bit hard to translate.
Go
But
for it.
if I was to translate it, it would be kind of called like the three fundamental values kind of thing.
Okay.
In which it builds our view on life. You have your worldview, your personal values, and something similar to that.
Okay.
Because we as human beings, we're greatly affected by our environment. Now, wherever you grow up, who your parents are, you have no choice over.
Of course.
Right? Because you're born to the world, and that is the hand you're dealt. But what you can control is your action that you take, the attitude you go about doing it. There are many stories in which people have grown up from very, very humble beginnings, and they've made a very, very successful or very fulfilled life.
Yeah.
But there are also a lot of cases where people are from humble beginnings, but they end in humble beginnings. And so the kind of lessons that my dad has taught me is that everyone comes into this world with dealt their own hand, but it is exactly what you choose to do that will make that difference, because it is a choice. You can grow up with the mentality of well, such is life, and accept it even if it's not what you want, or absolutely strive for something that's a life that you want. And I mean, some people don't make it, but at least they didn't just accept the reality that they were given.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of this is who I am. They accept me as I am. And I understand the accepting part.
Yes.
I do understand it. But whenever you say something like that, I feel the implicity saying that you
Don't want to change.
perfect.
Yeah.
That you don't want to change.
It's a fixed mindset attitude.
That's why it's like, I am who I am, like you need to take me how I am. Versus, I think the more that I'm in my journey and the more that I understand it, it's more of a fluid state where there's always change. I mean, even myself today to, I want to say even 2 months ago, like, I don't want to say it's a complete different person, but I do see, like that you can learn fast.
You're always growing, right?
Correct. I think, yeah, if you want to though, right?
Well, you
There's
should always be growing. If you're not growing, I think Reggie might have said this. Not sure if you know Reggie from JT's team, right?
Yeah, of course.
Reggie, he said, if you're not growing, you're dying.
I mean, that's what they say about businesses, right? Like if you're not growing, you're going down. But it's a very tough game. I feel like, obviously even today, like you catch me out of, a week where, I was in Sydney, I went back to Brisbane for, a full day of appointments. And then literally I stayed back during the night prepping all of my stuff for today, which I am in New Zealand, right? So you catch me in a moment that I feel like physically, like I feel like the struggle and the hustle, but then at the same time, I think it's so important to like keep on growing, keep on pushing it, like never take the foot off the accelerator and really give it your all. As I'm saying this, like the first thing that comes to mind is the reality is that I wanted to quit so many times. And then my wife, Angela, was there every step of the way. And every single time, do you know what she would say? Can you honestly say that you're giving it your all? Like, what do you answer to that? And my answer was always no, I didn't give it my all. And that's how I found the strength to go forward. Because, like, it's not always like the beautiful like life and celebrities and this and that. There's also the reality of businesses that you're pushing it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if my wife knows, but that's her. Those are her magic words that put fire in me.
I mean, that's the beauty in, a relationship, right? Because nobody's perfect. And if anyone ever says, "Oh, I'm perfect," well, stay well away from that person.
Oh my God.
Because, they are definitely nowhere near what they say.
Yeah, yeah.
And, especially with, the partnership in marriage, it's about, two halves coming together as a whole, which is a huge...
Complementing, right?
Yeah, yeah, and in China as well, if you know about the yin and the yang,
Yes.
where that's the merge of the two energies, where that's how we where we believe that everything flows. If you have only yin, well, only darkness, well, sorry, things won't live. If you only have yang, which is the light, the bright, but if the sun never goes down, well, things will perish as well.
Of course.
It's about that harmony in life and also in partnership, where we are able to excel in one place, but we definitely have our flaws. That's where our partners will be able to pick those up, and we work together. And
I know.
That's the beauty of life.
Such maturity, my friend. Such maturity. You're definitely speaking. I mean, everything that you say is real. I don't know if you experienced it, but I did. I know that Angela, like my wife, is being a tremendous light, and she has balanced a lot of situations for me. Like a lot of the person that I am today. I mean, I do give a lot of credit to my grandmother, but then my life I feel like is being shaped by women, and definitely Angela has contributed so much to the person I am today. So
you could probably even say your grandma gave you or helped you build your foundations, and on top of those foundations, your wife is the one who helps you continue to grow.
Yeah.
Because it's a lifelong journey.
It's
right?
so beautiful, my friend. It's really cool. It's really great to be able to say that and to really like lean into that real partnership. Very beautiful.
And like for my podcast, the whole reason why I called it The Journey of Success and not Path to Success or something like that is because after hearing about JT and hearing about his fantastic mind, I thought, first of all, I want to do a podcast, and second of all, right, I want to talk to awesome people like yourself, with Chad, Tony, Cece. I had a podcast with her today as well.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, just to pick your minds, but second of all, like the journey of success. The whole reason why I created that was because when you think about success, or when I guess most people talk about success, it always seems like it's a destination, or like say, oh, I make $1 million and I'm successful, or I get this job and I'm successful. But when you really sit down to think about it, it's not a destination. It shouldn't be a destination. How my dad taught me, it's like success, from my point of view, should be a journey, a continuously evolving journey, where we are constantly evolving, and our definition of success, or at least my definition of success, has changed over time and will continue to change over time, because at each different phase of our lives, we view things with different priorities. When I was a kid, maybe success might have been, I won this game, or when I was playing basketball, we won the game. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's success.
So what's your definition today? I mean, like, how old are you?
As of right now, I am 28.
28. So 20 years old, I feel like you had a fantastic welcome to a world of entrepreneurs and a world of business that most people don't know. So that's great that you are in there.
I'm very, very grateful.
Really, really cool. I mean, when I was 28, I definitely wasn't thinking about entrepreneurship. So, you're in this world. What is becoming now your definition of success?
So right now, because I'm still single, haven't found my other half yet. So right now for me, it's about chasing, business and that wealth, because I want to be able to, the analogy is, dig my well, dig the well before I'm thirsty, kind of thing. I've seen, I've friends or acquaintances that I know of, like maybe, they get to a point where they think, okay, right, I need to struggle now, but sometimes it might be too late to really build something. And slightly older people, maybe family back in China, I definitely have a lot that never felt like truly lived up to their potential, because I know everyone can do fantastic things. It's just whether or not you looked for your gift and you.
I think it's a matter of focus and the amount of energy that you have in the day, right? So in my experience is, when I was your age, I had the time and energy to go to the gym for 2 hours. I had the time and the energy to, watch The Simpsons for like the afternoon. And it's also about your values and your goals. And I know, I'm fond of that time. I remember like I enjoy my time, like in my late 20s, and I don't look at it with the eyes and be like, oh, I wish I would have done different. But it's definitely your energy will go where you focus your attention.
Absolutely.
So at the time, my energy was focused on having like a great body. It was focused on to, I guess, my definition at the time of living life to the fullest. So for me that translated into relationships and going out and having fun and traveling, so much travel, right? And that was my focus. That's what my energy was going to. And then now, my energy is going to, those are the categories, right? Like even JT speaks about the categories. So you can do business / wealth. You can do family. You can do friends, hobbies, right? And health.
Yep. But you can only choose 3.
He says, up to 3.
Yes.
He says up to 3. Because the reality is that, even now for me, I want to say that it's like the scales are all, there's a lot of eggs in the business basket and a lot of eggs in the family basket. And then everything else, even my health, it isn't a priority right now. So, but that will be my next in line. So I would say family, business, and then you go the health will be the next. And then you go hobbies, friends. But you know what I mean? Where do you put your energy? Like, what's your?
I would be about the same as well. At the moment, family and business definitely top 2. I think those will be top 2 for a long time.
For a while.
And then health for me. I'm young, but then it's like I don't want to be young and unhealthy, because I've still got a long life ahead of me.
Of course.
Fingers crossed. Health shouldn't be something that's picked up later on in life. If I want to live a healthy, long life, then it should be from the get-go. Priority-wise, definitely slightly lower than family and business.
Yeah.
And then after that, hobbies and friends. Like, I've for this entire year, I've probably only met up with my couple of good friends a handful of times.
Yeah.
And hobbies, I absolutely love snowboarding. And I used
Really
to play
cool.
a lot of racket sports. Well, when I was a kid, I played table tennis. In high school, I played badminton. Oh, fantastic
It will
sport.
be really good.
Uni came around, I played some tennis and also some basketball as well.
Yeah, me too.
And
I always thought, was it easy going from table tennis to tennis?
yeah. Table tennis, the tennis is very, very easy.
Right?
Yeah.
I always thought that, but I still haven't played tennis. So
It gives you a certain foundation.
gives a little bit
But
of an
you-
understanding,
yes,
right? Like
yes.
it's like how to hit the ball,
Yes.
like on
Because,
how you hit it.
your strokes are quite similar, but you definitely need to approach
Power,
it with
different power, different.
you can't fully put table tennis into tennis.
No.
You gotta learn the fundamentals as well, because
Yeah.
like serving is different,
Yeah.
which is huge. And then the way you hit, I mean, you can two hand a backhand
Yeah,
in
that's
tennis,
right.
but you can't two hand a
No,
backhand in table tennis.
no.
It's great fun.
It sounds a lot of like a lot of fun,
Oh,
honestly.
absolutely a lot of fun.
Always wanted to do
But you
tennis.
got to make sure your movements are correct.
Yeah.
So you don't get tennis elbow. Cause
But do you notice like what I just said? I was like, oh, I always wanted to do tennis, but obviously that wasn't in my priorities, because otherwise I would have done it already.
exactly. I mean, yeah, sports for me when I was younger was a huge priority.
Yeah.
I'd go play whatever sports I was playing every single weekend.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I am the person I am because of sports as well. I feel like I was very fortunate when I was in Italy. I was almost like a pro basketball player. And I say almost because it's true. Like everybody says that, and it's never true. But like, I was very good. Like we play nationally, and I had a lot of fun. And for me, that was I want to say it was a coping mechanism. I feel like when especially depending on your family, depending on the situation that might be in the family, some people drink, some people play basketball. So like I was literally, I remember like my teenage years, I would go like
To the park.
court,
Yeah.
and just play the whole afternoon. And I mean, so that's why I call it a coping mechanism. But then, because I was playing professionally, then the coaches and the teammates, they have such massive influence in the way that you do things and the way they approach things. They will like, you learn there's never a limit. Like the limit, you put it to yourself. So that's one of the things that I think I've discovered later in life, where you push through
You can always push through your limit.
through the pain, through the limit, through whatever, like because you gotta get it done. You have to, and on the court you have to score the point, and in life you just have to close the deal. You have to make it happen. You have to make that phone call. Like you learn that probably. So that's resilience, I think, what I'm describing.
Absolutely.
And then obviously like coping mechanism, because it was a moment in my life where I needed to feel better, and being good at something was like my way to feel better about myself. And I think the same concept can be very easily applicable anybody's life right now, where that you have to change. You know that you have to do something about yourself, and the moment that you start taking care of yourself and you start doing it, that's when you're gonna feel better. So a lot of my clients, I just had a client yesterday actually, where I had a little like interview session with him, and I asked him, I was like, how do you feel like now in this journey that you're taking, like rediscovering like almost like your manhood, like you're rediscovering yourself, like your own values, that you value yourself and you take care of yourself. And he was just like, this has been an incredible journey. I feel like I deserve to look after myself. And I feel like I feel more confident. I feel more sure of myself. I feel, and as he was saying it, I asked him straight away, I was like, when was the last time that you said it out loud? And he stopped and it struck us like, I never said it out loud. And it's incredible, like to see that, like you see that, how impactful can it be when you take care of yourself. So from a mindset perspective, you can have you can have a journey, like you can reach out to peers or to mentors. And then from a brand image, or like your own image perspective, you can lose the weight, join the gym, and like do the hard work. But then the cool thing about it, I mean, with me specifically, like tailor-made clothes, it's really a shortcut. Like it's such a tremendous shortcut that is instant. The moment that they wear something that's made for them, for the body type, and then they just like over the moon.
I mean, it gives you an instant confidence boost.
Oh, it's incredible.
As soon as you put on a suit, I mean, this occurs probably for every person, really.
Yeah.
I mean, but I can say it personally that I love wearing suits.
Yeah.
Every time I get the opportunity to put a suit on, I do. And when I walk out on the streets with a suit on, my strut's different, my posture's straighter, taller, and I just feel confident. I mean, technically, to be honest, the suit doesn't really make that.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's just
But
clothing.
it's you.
But it's us, right? It's our inner self, and so I mean that confidence is definitely there.
But I mean, like because I will talk about exactly what it is, but you witness it today. You witness it today.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because what we did today is always private. It would have been me, my client, and the partner, for example. It's always private.
Yeah.
But it was funny. So today we had a fitting with a client of mine, and you were there. It was like a small get together.
Yeah.
Did you notice that the wife said he never tries anything on, he never does it, and every single outfit came out. I mean,
He loved it. We all loved it as well. But especially for him, I mean, he came out smiling.
yeah. But did you notice even the fact that the wife said multiple times he never does it, like I will always have to beg him to do it, and he did it for us. I mean, like he did it for, we're not strangers, but like almost, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like confident, he was like happy, it was, he felt powerful most likely, like he felt, it's definitely something out of his comfort zone to show off, but he felt in that state. And do you think, I mean, you witness it, so how much the clothes that he was wearing influenced that state of his?
I mean, at that moment, it was like almost a new him, because like you put on the suit. I mean, it's a self-image thing. Like before the first time I put a suit on, every clothes feels the same. But then the moment you put your first suit on, especially if it was tailor-made, you view yourself almost as a third person, because you're like, wow, I look amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the moment where you really, one, it gives you a confidence boost, but two, you trust and believe in yourself a bit more.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially for my dad, not myself as well, like we're talking about, say, our feelings or just expressing ourselves isn't really, not necessarily widely accepted. It feels more like it's just our feelings aren't really expressed as easily as, say, my mum or my sister.
No, I think it's like, it's one of those things, right? Like as a man, if you want to be a manly man, that you just want to have like that layer of defensive layer. You don't want to show it
Slightly
to everyone.
mysterious.
Yeah, that client of mine that we both know, you can tell his demeanor, like he's very, reserved, and he's a fun man, and he comes out a little bit, but he's also not the showy kind of person.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, like I was really, really happy to see him, having that level of reaction to it. Because we were asking him, it's like, try this one on. It was joking around. It was like, I won't do it. But then it was like, no, I won't do it. Give me the suit. I'll try the next one, right? So I thought it was like really nice. And I mean, like everything went absolutely perfect. I'm glad that you actually witnessed that, because I see that every day, but then it's always like if I was to say to everyone that's the experience, nobody will believe me.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly, because
So because I'm doing it, because I'm selling the
Yeah.
damn thing. So, but you know, it's great that you witness it because it was such a cool experience. The beautiful people, the beautiful family values that they have.
Absolutely.
Like you could just tell that it was over the moon.